I came across this holy verse that, while reading, immediately connected me with the manifestation techniques that today we are applying in our day-to-day lives, that all the NLP coaches are promoting, that is attracting the right kind of emotions. And that read that God in the form of ocean created ocean and divided it with a barrier, that one part was the sweet water, that was the ocean of the heart, and the other part was the salty water. Now it holds true literally as well as the translation that read, that is the heart of ocean that is filled with the sweet water that contains and retains the right kind of emotions, whereas the other part of the ocean, that is of the salty water, that has the traits that are negative in its attribute, and as well as these are those qualities that trigger the wrong kind of emotions. So it was the division and the clear division of trait and intention in form of the ocean. It said that the two oceans are an allusion to the heart and ego. The heart is the ocean of sweet water and the ego is the ocean of salty water that triggers the kind of emotions that are blameworthy and the wrong kind of emotions, whereas the heart, that is the ocean of sweet waters, has valuable gems that can be extracted from the ocean of heart. This is how the holy verses explained, and the translation said that this is how it applies in our day-to-day lives when human beings manifest the wrong kind of things versus the right kind of things via the feelings and the imaginations and the emotions. This is what the manifesting techniques apply. This is what the law of attraction says, and there are different kind of books, that various scientific methodologies that are explained to us, and it explains the route to the right kind of abundance and the route to the path that can lead us to success, abundance and prosperity, the right kind of paths, the path that will lead us to success, the path that will lead us to a happy life and a fulfilling life, and increase the efficiency and the efficacy levels and the performance that we do in our day-to-day lives, whether it may be our professional life or personal life. It is the kind of imaginations, the feeling that we harbor, that is the energy we are radiating, and that is what we can create ourselves. Now these are our instruments, our weapons. If we put it into right use, it can make the best for us, but if we put it in wrong use and if it gets into wrong hands, then it can trigger the wrong kind of worst things in our lives. And this is how the mechanism and the law of attraction works, because you are employing your mind that is harboring those feelings and emotions that are working for you. So you have given a job, you have assigned a duty to your mind, and if the mind goes wrong and if it is not doing and performing the things that will bring in abundance for you, if the mind fails in performing the duty and bringing out the best for us, then it is for sure going to attract the wrong kind of things, and it will set up a worse life that we will be forcefully living, because the mind has failed to perform its duty. Why? Because a spiritually unfit mind cannot perform at its best and does not accomplish the job assigned to it, that it is capable of attracting the kind of things that will cause great harm to our life, and we will be forced in living a worst kind of scenario and situation, and encountering such situations in our life, meeting such people in our lives, attracting such situations in our life that can cause great harm to us, and it is bound to take us down, down and down. We will be pulled back. There will be something holding us back in form of the wrong memories, in form of the painful memories, in form of those experiences that we want to shed away and we want to forget. Instead of learning from those experiences and doing well in our lives, the mind will make sure to keep that experience, harbor the feelings associated with those experiences, that negativity associated with those people with whom you've had bad experiences. You will end up cursing those people, criticizing those people, and it will not be you who will be doing, it will be the mind who will be doing in our behalf, and indirectly the mind will be contributing and sending an impression to the subconscious, and the subconscious will think it to be true, and it will send a signal to the universe that is bound to gain us exact radiation and the exact reflection of the signal that we are sending. In deep down, the feeling that we have harbored and the perception that we are developing, the perception that we are having towards ourselves and towards the people we have met and towards the particular memory or an experience that we have gone through, that exact perception will take the form of that energy that we are asking from the universe. Instead of abundance, the energy catchers that are there in the universe, that are there for us, that are there for human beings, this this is how it has been designed. The energy catchers deployed by the universe for us in order to catch the right kind of signals, they don't go wrong because they are there. They read those codes and the signals, and not the human being or what we are verbally asking, or the verbally if we are laughing or putting up a fake smile, that will not affect. For those energy catchers don't think the way we human beings think. We have been designed and we have been assigned a particular role by that supreme consciousness, and it expects that we function in a particular way. But if we don't follow the law and we go against the law, but the energy catchers that are there in the universe, that is there to catch the signals that we send out, it will exactly decode that codes that we are sending, because it has the expertise of catching the exact raw emotion, and not like we human beings think or we perceive, or whatever signals we send from the conscious mind is not going to read those, but it is going to take in and receive those signals that the subconscious is sending. For example, if you choose to put up that fake smile, or if I choose to go out with my friends when I'm feeling very, very sad and low, just to uplift my mood and go and laugh out loud with my friends in order to vent out whatever is there within me and to send it out and to receive the right kind of energy, this will be a temporary impact that my conscious mind will have, but the subconscious has the deep rooted energy and the deep rooted vibrations, because for one full year, for one full month, I have been thinking a certain way, and I have trained my subconscious, and it is now, it has inculcated those kind of emotions and those kind of wrong and bad experiences within. So in order to reprogram it, that subconscious, that is very subtle in its nature, energy, and it is very organic and raw, it will take its natural organic time to heal and then change the signals that it has been sending, and now it will send fresh signals to the universe, because the energy catcher there placed in the universe and the subconscious that is within us has been exchanging the kind of signals that is sending a message and attracting, and the energy catcher in the form of universe is sending back those signals, and we are attracting kind of energies, and we are attracting abundance or the wrong kind of emotions in form of fear, in form of wrong people, in form of anger, in form of the losses that we face in our day-to-day lives. Those are nothing but the signals that the subconscious has unknowingly sent to the universe, and we have been consciously thinking that since we are putting up that brave face and fighting the battle of our day-to-day life, so we are doing well and we are attracting the right kind of thing. But this is not how the energy catchers placed in the universe works, and this is exactly what I got to know after reading those holy verses and reading those translations that told me that division was clearly explained in the translation of those verses, that it is as we human beings, we choose to focus on the ocean of heart or the ocean of ego, and what is it that we want to empower, because that we will empower will give us the fruits and results accordingly in this world and the life hereafter. So what we are choosing, we have to be very carefully in what choices we make, because that is what we are gifting to the subconscious and the mind. That in the law of attraction mechanism says that mind, the subconscious is just the imprint, the consciousness that the mind is sending to the subconscious. It is an impression. So the way we are impressing the subconscious, that is what it will take in, and that is exactly that it will give back to us in various forms. And the holy verses have explained to us, it is only when we consciously choose to connect with that consciousness, the supreme consciousness, we will be able to battle the evil and trigger the right kind of emotions within us, and we will not get carried away by the ocean of ego that harbors the wrong kind of traits. It is only when we decide to make and we develop the ability and the skill to make the right kind of choices and send the right kind of signals to the subconscious. The holy verses has explained it very clearly to us that the division is very clear, and the division is between the heart and the ego, and the jewels and the pearls, that is the best and the abundance, it is signifying those abundance. Those pearls that had been mentioned in the holy verses are signifying the abundance. It is giving the signal, it is representing the prosperity and the happiness that we are thriving for. Individually we are working day in and day out. Every human being is sweating it out just for the sake of gaining that happiness, that abundance, and the pearls mentioned in those verses are nothing but the abundance, and that can be extracted only form the ocean of heart, that is the ocean that harbors the right kind of positive traits and emotions, and the ocean of salt water, that is representing the ego, the anger, the betrayal, the pain, the sorrow, and every emotion which can pull us down, that is there in the salty water, that is the ocean of the ego. So this is a gift from the holy verses that has been given to us for us to make the best out of it and attract the right kind of things, because law of attraction says that we as human beings have the ability, we can create the life what we want for ourselves, but that creation is also within that permit level what the supreme consciousness has given to us. Suppose he has given that this is the abundance limit that you can create, then sitting here we cannot have that kind of imagination and create a heaven for us that is not in here but which is there for us in the life hereafter. That is not the ability, and nobody can promise you that if you have and if you improve and if you reach that level of your potentials of your mind, then you have the ability to create a heaven. No, we can never create a heaven sitting on this earth, but yes, we can create something close to the heaven. We can create a life for ourselves that is full of abundance and prosperity, because that is in the permit. That is the permit that has been designed by the Lord of the universes, by training the mind to send the right kind of emotions to the subconscious, the right kind of impressions to the subconscious, and by the right kind of impressions, you have to understand this one thing, that if you feel something superficially, that's not going to do our work. If you say you try to be happy, then the subconscious will get a message, you're trying to fool the subconscious. It is that subtle energy that is directly connected with that supreme consciousness. We cannot fool our subconscious. We can have a temporary impact and the subconscious can give us the temporary result, but if it is superficial, it will not give us long lasting result, because the conscious mind impressions the subconscious, and once you have to feel it for real. Till you feel it for real, if your heart is crying out loud and if you are putting up a fake smile on your face, then the subconscious exactly knows what your heart is going through and it will not attract abundance. This is exactly how it works. It is those techniques, those methodologies, those unique ways that NLP coaches and different law of manifestation coaches work towards, but we have to accept the fact and we cannot deny it that the mechanism of the law of universes is with the supreme consciousness that has its direct link and direct contact and direct access with the subconscious of each creature, each individual, man, human or any animal. Anything and everything that is a part of this existence, that is in direct control and the supervision of the supreme consciousness, and the law that is functioning, and the law, the basic universal law that applies for each and every creation, that cannot be denied, and we have to accept it. Only once we accept it, we will be able to work towards it without creating with the supreme consciousness, without, see, God in the form of the Lord of the universes, or you can call it a positive energy or a nothingness, whatever you choose to call it, and the NLP coaches are working towards attaining that one goal, and that is manifesting the right thing. We have to address the mechanism and the direct link that the supreme consciousness has with the subconscious. Acceptance of that presence, acceptance of that supreme consciousness that is connected to the individual consciousness of the creatures. Once they have become a part of this universe, once we have become a part of this universe, the part of this existence, then there is that one law that will apply on each one of us on very fair means. And it is not that you will get something more, I will get something less. No, it is the way we are attracting the kind of signals that we are sending out, because once we accept that there is this power that is in control, then the next step will be complete submission, and we will be the exact vibrational match of that abundance that we are wanting to attract. Bread, 41 days of life-changing experience, life-changing course, no dependency, what the slavery, bread.